Hello, my name is Sean O'Reilly, and I'm going to be doing a presentation on air pollution. What is air pollution? Air pollution is defined as the presence of harmful substances in the atmosphere, especially those that pose a risk to the health of humans and other living things. It's according to the National Institute of Environmental Science. Now, some groundwork. These harmful substances are commonly called pollutants, and they can come from a variety of sources. Now, air pollution is an issue that affects everybody. Almost 99% of the world's population is affected by air pollution. And the significance of air pollution. Air pollution has been linked to many underlying health conditions, and it has also been linked to asthma, cancer, respiratory infection, and stroke. Now, air pollution doesn't just affect your health, it can also affect the quality of your life. As you can see on this infographic right here, it can deal with many things such as shortness of breath, wheezing, coughing, things that when you do some physical assertion that will lower your quality of life. And it can also affect your sleep, which I know many people value. Now, who does air pollution hurt the most? Air pollution, while it affects almost everybody, disproportionately affects certain groups more. These groups are minorities and low income communities, and also children. Now, for minorities and low income communities, these groups are affected the most because they typically live near the source of pollution, of air pollution. They also can lack the medical care needed to treat air pollution, or most of the time, air pollution can be somewhat serious but not immediately fatal. And that can cause someone to debate whether going to the hospital or paying their rent in time. Also, air pollution can affect underlying health conditions, so it can take your condition from bad to worse for a different health condition, which can also be a problem in low income communities, as many of them can suffer from medical conditions. Now, also, children are also affected worse by air pollution, and that's the demographic I'm going to be focused on in the next slide. So, some challenges specifically for kids. Well, the number one challenge is kids are still developing, so their immune system, their respiratory system, these are still more vulnerable to respiratory illnesses and attacks, and air pollution can have a devastating effect on younger kids. Now, also, the kids excuse me, spend to 10 spend more time outside than adults on average, which has been going down in recent years compared to previous generations, but kids are still more outside more. Also, size. Air pollution. So the pollutants tend to be at the bottom, near the ground, and kids, when they're walking and they're kicking up this pollution, they tend to breathe it in more because the pollution, while lower, is still more in the kid's face than an adult, unless that adult is extremely short. Also, knowledge. Kids lack the knowledge to know how to deal with air pollution and how to be aware of the signs and warning signs of air pollution. An adult has the experience knowing that winter air pollution tends to be more. They also know how to check their phone and see the air quality index. These are things that the kids lack and know how to do, and that come with experience. Now, I've also made a fact sheet going over air pollution, and I'd like to go over some key facts from that. So, number one, air pollution is the second leading risk factor for death among children under 5, which is very concerning. If you have a young child, you should be very aware of your air quality index. Secondly, air pollution kills 7 million people per year. Now, air pollution is seen more as an inconvenience, but most people don't know it can be deadly. Second, third, the sources of air pollution. And this also goes back to what I was talking about minority and low income communities. Now, as you can see on this chart, transportation, agri- agriculture, and industrial activities, and power generation. These are all things that are generally located near or in low income communities, such as a highway being next to a low income community, That's not something normally that you see in like a rich area. Or also a factory, or a power generator, such as electric mill or coal plants. All these are typically located near low income communities. Now, I've made some graphics going over air pollution. My first one is Save Our Future. It's going over showing how the kid is more at risk when the smog and the dirt and the air pollution, all these pollutants, the kids are breathing in, not the adults as much, and suffocating our youth. It's trying to give a call to action. It's showing that these kids are our future and they are in danger. And another one about educating and seeing the warning signs. Do your kids know the signs? Probably not. Educate your kids on the dangerous air pollution. So, you can see there's a big weather symbol. All these are symbols that kids probably don't know, but should know. And so it's always important for those kids to know those dangerous weather signs. And my last one, which one is you? Which one's your mom? These are the 99 out of 100 people that are represented for being affected by air pollution. Even if you feel that you're the 1%, you still know somebody that is affected by air pollution, and it's a problem for everybody. And last, I've got some online resources that can help you deal with air pollution. These are all specific to Atlanta right here. This is the Atlanta Parks and Rec. It's promoting green spaces, trees that pump out fresh oxygen, and it helps protect and maintain areas that promote good air quality. Secondly, probably the most important of all the resources, the Atlanta Air Quality Monitoring System. Now, in an emergency, air quality can drop drastically, and it's very important that you know when air quality is dangerous and when it has passed. Especially in these emergencies, there can be a lot of misinformation, and so it's good to have a reputable source that you can look to and find timely updates. Two more resources, the Georgia Conservancy. Now, this not only promotes green spaces, but it educates Georgians about air pollution. It will teach you how to prevent and how to improve air quality for your community. And a great organization to end it off, Project 95. This is a nonprofit organization. They provide K95 masks. I'm sure we all saw them during COVID. Well, these masks not only can help with sickness, but they can help protect your air quality. And these masks go to low income and impoverished neighborhoods, which are affected by air pollution the most. And that's my presentation.